We touched on earlier about the importance of having a wider arc. A wider arc gives us a shallower delivery, more control. The setup that we've worked on is going to already help that substantially. But let's really embed a good solid technique here. With this wider action, what we're doing is trying to eradicate the tilting of the body, the digging down, the speed accumulators that happen at the wrong time, whether it's using the wrist too much too early or trying to get too much shaft lean and pushing the wrist through. All of these variables create a narrower sort of action, okay? So we want to maintain the width that we created at setup, all right? However we've set up here, the distance of the butt of the club to our chest, we want that to maintain on our backswing to about here. It's the same distance. If I was just to create a setup, that's exactly what would happen. So how do we develop this feeling? It's not just on the backswing, it's on the through swing as well. One of the biggest faults are letting the arms sort of fold too much. And again, that's a variable of speed and low point. That's always going to vary the speed because we're accelerating at different points. So from the setup, yes, we want to maintain the distance going back, and we do it by simply turning the rib cage. A nice little checkpoint to have to see, are you wide enough? Remember, we're not trying to stretch it out, but it might feel that way. But when you get to about waist high, I want you to just monitor where are your hands when you reach the waist high sort of placement on the clock face. Are your wrists, are your hands very close to your thigh? Are they too far, are they too far away? We're looking for, if I was just to allow my arms to swing back, allow my body to turn a little bit at waist high, that's where my hands will be. And for a lot of you, that's going to feel quite a big gap. We've got, several inches here from my thigh to the hands and the butt of the club. That is my checkpoint. And likewise, the same through. There's a good bit of distance. We're not hugging it. We're not keeping it tight. It's a nice wide feeling and maintaining it throughout. You'll notice that I'm not dipping my shoulders down to create a steeper angle of attack. I'm actually feeling like I am turning the rib cage around me, but that's going to ensure that I have less action going on. And we're going to talk about the path in a minute, but what I want you to focus on is a feeling of, as we make our backswing and through swing, I'm feeling pretty sort of level as I'm turning the shoulders. It's a little bit flat, if you will, and it's flat on the way through. We are not digging down. But one of the main aspects I want you to really test out and really be strict when you do this is to eliminate the wrists. Because this is all about gaining more control and a consistent action to reduce those variables, using too much wrist hinge at different parts is going to add a variable, different contact points, different speed. So let's get rid of it as much as possible. So even though we're maintaining the setup here, I have a little bit of suppleness in the wrist. But my action, when I start my movement, okay, I start it with my feet and I turn my core back, I'm feeling like I'm not using the wrists at all. And on the same way through, it's going to feel like I'm not using them at all. You notice through the strike area, I don't want to be flipping up here. And I don't want to be shoving forward and losing this space. From where I set up, I turn on my backswing and I rotate through. It's the same distance at setup. And I'll show you a drill later that is going to be fantastic for that. But just try clipping a few shots where you're really feeling like you're not doing anything with the wrists. It might even feel that you're quite rigid when you do it. And if it feels too rigid, that means that you're trying to do the action with your arms rather than allowing your core rotation, your rib cage, to dictate our speed and the acceleration. Because it's easier to control the speed from here, okay, than it is with just the hands. So try hitting a few shots where we are not using the wrists at all. And even though you'll see these wrists hinge just a fraction, my objective is not to use them. And you'll find you get more consistency with that.